recent Star Wars movie news. Um, the standalone film Rogue One, a Star Wars story, it's going to be coming in December. Um, we've seen a first trailer already, um, but apparently there's a little bit of trouble with the first cut that the executives at Disney have seen. Um, there's a there's a source from Page Six that says that the execs at Disney are not happy with the movie, and Rogue One will have to go back into 4 weeks of expensive reshoots in July. Disney won't take a backseat and is demanding changes as the movie isn't testing well. Um, which apparently is very opposite from the way Force Awakens was handled by the executives. Apparently, they loved it and had very little changes done. Something I do want to point out before we get into the discussion is that movies have something called pickups when they go back and they will make any small edits. If they notice something's out continuity wise, they go back and fix it. Sometimes they reshoot entire scenes. Sometimes they shoot new scenes. They just basically have a set scheduling block set aside specifically for something like this. So it's not like they're doing something really out of the ordinary. It is just concerning that the executives are being or they've just stated that they're not happy with the movie. And I guess my question in all of this is this any cause for concern for this movie?
I wouldn't be surprised if the release for this movie got pushed back because of this, because 4 weeks of filming might not seem like a lot, but that that definitely takes a lot. And, you know, hopefully they haven't continued on from there. They just stopped filming when they realized that things don't look good, because that would take even more time to fix. At the same time, I don't really see a point in Rogue One in the first place, like being a Star Wars movie. I think it's kind of just there just to like give Star Wars some time for the next for episode 8. Um but there's no really, as far as I know of, at least, and this is just in my opinion, there's no real connection between this and the new series of Star Wars movies that are coming out. Um, this is supposed to be like before Episode 4 comes out.
It actually it's going to stop. It's going to stop basically 10 minutes before the start of episode 4. It's basically going to roll right into the original Star Wars, which sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with like having a little bit of backstory, because like if you watch them in chronological order, it's kind of like Anakin goes crazy, then he becomes Darth Vader, and then a whole bunch of time passes, and they're looking for this princess. So, there's clearly a lot of backstory that will be brought into this for people who didn't read the books. So I guess, in that sense, it would be cool to have, and might be a little necessary, just to connect the two parts. Um, I'm not really affected about this. I don't have a negative thought. Um, you know, I hope the second shoot goes well for them.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a movie I want to see. It's going to be a little strange watching a Star Wars movie. I've heard a rumor that there actually aren't going to be any Jedi's in it, which will be kind of weird, and it'll just basically be about the rebellion, foot soldiers really just going up against the Empire, stealing the plans of the Death Star, that sort of thing. Um, I just don't see how this isn't testing well, because the trailers they've put together some really awesome looking trailers. The people that they have cast that are supposed to be younger versions of characters from episode 4, that looks amazing. I also just love seeing the classic Death Star back on screen. Um, I've always loved that design. Um, but yeah, I don't think it's anything too out of the ordinary. If anything, I think this may be um, a bit of an exaggeration. I know that Disney, they paid a pretty penny to get the rights to Star Wars from George Lucas, so they're
Yeah.
not they're not wanting to take any chances. And I honestly don't blame them. I'd much rather them, um, you know, take the safer, better safe than sorry approach, and just go ahead and make the edits that you need to. It beats getting a Star Wars movie that people won't like.
Episode 1.
Had to bring up episode 1.